Here's a question nobody asks, but everyone should. Why are you getting paid less often than your bills arrive? Your rent? Monthly. Your car payment? Monthly. Your Netflix, Spotify, groceries, insurance? All monthly. But your investments? They're paying you every 90 days like it's still 1950. Today, I'm going to show you how to flip that script and turn your portfolio into what I call a personal ATM. Investments that deposit cash into your account every single month, not every quarter. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we talk about building real wealth with real strategies. No hype, no get-rich-quick schemes. Let's dive in. Section 1. The problem with quarterly payments. Most investors get introduced to dividends through the big names, stocks like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, maybe an S&P 500 index fund. And those are great companies, but here's the thing, they pay quarterly. That means you invest your money in January and you don't see a dime until April. Then you wait until July, then October. If you're retired or trying to build income, that's a problem because your bills aren't waiting. Your life isn't divided into quarters, it's divided into months. So what's the solution? Monthly dividend funds. Section 2. What makes monthly dividends different? Monthly dividend ETFs are designed specifically for income. Instead of focusing purely on growth or capital appreciation, these funds prioritize cash distribution, and they do it 12 times a year instead of 4. This creates 3 massive advantages. First, cash flow consistency. You see money hitting your account every 30 days. That psychological win matters. It keeps you engaged and motivated. Second, reinvestment acceleration. If you're using a dividend reinvestment plan, you're buying new shares 12 times a year instead of 4. That's compound interest on steroids. Third, budget alignment. You can actually plan around this income. Need to cover a $200 monthly expense? You know exactly how much you need to invest to make that happen. Section 3. 3 strategies for monthly income. Let me break down 3 different approaches you can take depending on your goals and risk tolerance. Strategy number 1, the stability play. This is for people who want boring and reliable. You're not trying to hit home runs. You're trying to cover your electric bill without touching your principal. For this, you want low volatility dividend funds that focus on established companies with long track records. We're talking utilities, consumer staples, healthcare, the businesses that make money whether the economy is booming or tanking. These funds typically yield between 3 to 5% annually, paid monthly. Not exciting, but predictable. If you invest $10,000, you're looking at $300 to $500 per year, or about $25 to $42 per month. Strategy number 2, the global diversifier. Here's where you expand beyond just U.S. companies and tap into international markets. Some of the highest yielding opportunities are in places like Australia, Canada, and parts of Europe where dividend culture is even stronger than here. These global funds often yield between 7 to 9%, but there's a trade-off. You're taking on currency risk and exposure to foreign economies. If the dollar strengthens, your dividends might be worth less when converted back. But for investors who want higher yields and don't mind a bit more complexity, this can be powerful. A $10,000 investment at 8% gives you $800 a year. That's about $67 per month.
Strategy number 3, the real estate income machine. This is where REITs come into play, real estate investment trusts. These are companies that own income-producing properties, apartment buildings, shopping centers, data centers, cell phone towers. By law, REITs have to pay out 90% of their taxable income to shareholders. That makes them income powerhouses. Monthly REIT funds bundle together dozens of these properties into one ticker, giving you instant diversification across geography and property type. Yields here can range from 6 to 9%, sometimes higher. The catch? REIT dividends are usually taxed as ordinary income, not qualified dividends. So if you're doing this in a taxable account, plan accordingly. Better yet, use a Roth IRA where the taxman can't touch you. Section 4. The math that matters. Let's make this concrete. Say your goal is to generate $500 per month in passive income, enough to cover a car payment or groceries. That's $6,000 per year. At a 4% yield, you'd need $150,000 invested. At a 7% yield, you'd need roughly $86,000. At a 9% yield, you need about $67,000. Notice how yield dramatically changes the capital requirement. But here's the key insight. Higher yield often means higher risk or less growth potential. This is where your personal situation matters. Are you 30 and building for the future? Maybe you lean toward lower yields with more growth. Are you 60 and need income now? Higher yields might make more sense. Section 5. Building your monthly paycheck portfolio. Here's how I'd think about constructing this if I were starting from scratch. The foundation, 50%. Put half your capital into stable, low-volatility monthly payers. This is your bedrock. It won't make you rich, but it won't keep you up at night either. The amplifier, 30%. This is where you add higher-yielding funds, maybe global dividend funds or covered call strategies that juice your overall yield. The diversifier, 20%. Round it out with real estate exposure through REIT funds. This gives you a different asset class and inflation protection. With this mix, you're balancing safety, yield, and diversification. Section 6, the covered call wildcard. Now, there's one more strategy I need to mention, covered call ETFs. These are next-level income generators. Here's the concept. The fund owns blue-chip stocks like Apple, Microsoft, or Nvidia. But instead of just sitting on them, the fund managers sell call options against those shares to generate extra premium income. Think of it like this. You own a luxury car. Instead of just letting it sit in the garage appreciating, you rent it out on weekends for extra cash. That rental income gets paid to you monthly. These funds can yield 10% or more. Yes, double digits. The trade-off, you're capping some of your upside. If those tech stocks skyrocket, the fund won't capture all the gains because of the option strategy, but you're getting paid handsomely every single month regardless of what the market does. For income-focused investors, especially those over 50, this can be a game changer.
Section 7, the tax reality check. Before you go all in, let's talk taxes, because Uncle Sam always wants his cut. Qualified dividends are taxed at preferential rates, 0%, 15%, or 20% depending on your income. These usually come from U.S. corporations you've held for a certain period. Ordinary dividends, like most REIT distributions, are taxed as regular income, potentially up to 37% if you're in a high bracket. This is why account placement matters. High-yield REITs, Roth IRA, tax-free growth and withdrawals. Qualified dividend stocks, taxable accounts, benefit from lower rates. International funds, be aware of potential foreign tax withholding. Smart tax planning can add 1 to 2% to your effective returns. Don't leave money on the table. Section 8, the biggest mistake to avoid. Here's where people screw up. They chase the highest yield without understanding what's driving it. A 12% yield sounds amazing until you realize the fund is bleeding principal. The share price drops 8% while you collect 12% in dividends. You're actually down on the year. Always look at total return. Dividend yield plus price appreciation or depreciation. Some funds are engineered for income and will have flat or declining prices. That's okay if you know what you're signing up for, but don't confuse a high yield with a good investment. Here's the bottom line. Monthly dividend investing isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building a reliable income stream that shows up like clockwork. It's about aligning your investments with your actual life. Start small. Maybe you invest $500 and generate $3 to $4 per month. That's not life-changing, but it's real, and it compounds. Next year it's 6, then 10, then 50. Before you know it, you've built something powerful, a portfolio that pays you to own it every single month. So let me know in the comments, are you already using monthly dividend funds? What's your strategy? I read every comment and I'll respond to your questions. If you found this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more income investing content. Until next time, stay invested, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next one.